Hi, this is Nawaz Muhammad, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Raghavendra Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Anantapur. Today here I am going to teach about coating equipments. So here in this video we will try to learn what are the requirements for coating equipments, what are the different parts in the coating equipments, and what are the different types of coating equipments available for coating of tablet or pellets, etc. So before going into this topic, what we should to know is what we are going to learn in the topic. What is the outcome of this topic? So after successful completion of this topic, you should be able to know what are different types of coating equipments, working of coating equipments, and parts of coating equipments. So the outcome of this lecture is, after successful completion of this lecture, you people are able to know about what are the different types of coating equipments available, what are the working mechanism of that coating equipments, and what are the different parts of coating equipments. So before starting this topic about the coating equipments, we should know what the coating means, and just in a brief introduction. I am not going to deal in detail about what is coating. We will try to see this in other lectures. Here I am just going to let you know about what do you mean by coating and how this process takes place, and what we should provide, what we need to provide to this process for its successful completion. So for that, so generally assume that I have a tablet. I will spray my solution on the tablet and it will get coated on the tablet surface like this. Assume this is a coating. So for that, what I am doing, I am spraying some solution. So we have one thing here, that is coating solution with us. So I will spray the coating solution there, and I will try to dry that coating solution, and I will make that coating to happen. So one is coating solution, two is for spraying this we need a sprayer. You can call it as atomizer, sprayer or atomizer. The last process in coating is, just we are seeing what are the different processes involved in coating. Okay, the last process in coating is drying. So first we will see what the coating solution is composed of. It composed of two things. One is your polymer, second is solvent. So the polymer is the thing which is going to be coated on the tablet surface. Let's say it is a tablet, or you can say it is as a pellet. So the polymer is a thing which will be going to be getting coated on the surface. Here we are using the solvent as vehicle. The solvent is being used as a vehicle. So as soon as I coat this one, I need to remove the solvent. That what is the drying process is. Next is atomizer. So for the solvent, if I pour directly solvent to the tablet, it won't get coated evenly. So to achieve even coating, what I have to do is, I have to make my solution to spray in a fine small particles. We call it as atomization. What happens here? This coating atomized solution particles will go and sit on the tablet surface evenly, and they will be getting coated evenly. So to make the solution to get coated evenly, I am converting the solution into atomization process. Small converting that into droplets by using atomizer or sprayer. Okay, spray nozzle. Next is drying. After these droplets are going to sit on the tablet surface, I want to dry this. For that, what I will do, I will introduce hot air. To facilitate this drying, we need to introduce the hot air so that the drying will be very quick. Okay, so this Depending on this only we will try to design our equipment. So what you need to keep in your mind while designing the coating equipment, you should keep in your mind that it should contain a atomizer which will atomize the coating solution. Then it should provide a space for drying. That coating equipment which we are going to manufacture or which we are going to design, it should give an opportunity for drying. So it should have inlet and outlet. Okay, we are going to give inlet has hot air and outlet has evaporated solvent. So inlet you are going to give as a hot air, outlet for solvent. So you need to provide a provision in the coating equipment, a inlet and outlet. So that's how the equipment is designed. Why I am talking about this? Because next in the coming part we will try to see what is the classification of coating equipment, different types of coating equipments or classification. In that I will try to classify the coating equipments depending upon the air inlet and outlet only. Mainly they are being classified depending upon how the air inlet is and how the air outlet is. Okay, yeah, another point I just forgot here, we need a pan here, coating pan, that is the main thing in which we will put our tablet bed. Okay, so we need a pan where we need to put our tablet bed. Now depending on the pan, the primary classification of coating equipments are, depending on the pan, they will be classified into perforated pan, whether there are perforations in the pan or not, and non-perforated pan. Now we will see what is the classification of equipment. So there are two classifications, primary classification and secondary classification. The primary classification is dependent on the pan. If the pan is not perforated, okay, non-perforated pan, if the pan is having no perforations, then we classify them as a non-perforated pan. Then second one we have perforated, and the third one we have fluid bed processor. It can be used for drying or it can be used for coating. Fluid bed processor, hence the name processor. So non-perforated, this is the primary classification. In the primary classification, the main classification, this is done by taking in consideration of pan, whether it is perforated or not perforated. If it is non-perforated pan, again it is divided into three. So this is the secondary classification, and this secondary classification is dependent on the type of inlet and outlet you are going to provide for the airflow. Depending on that, this secondary classification will be taking place. So first one is depending upon the type of inlet and outlet provisions you are going to provide. We classify this as immersion swab, immersion tube and Pellegrini pan. So depending upon this secondary classification, try to get this clearly. Okay, secondary classification is the secondary classification is made. How we are going to classify this equipment secondary is depending upon the provisions provided for the flow of air, inlet and outlet. If the provision provided is like a swab, so we call it as immersion swab. By immersion, we are immersing that provision for hot air into the, it is like a swab type, okay, into the tablet bed, hence it is called a immersion swab type. Then we have tube. If you are providing a provision of tube which is been immersed in the bed for the inlet and outlet, then we call it as immersion tube type. So the advanced version of this two is Pellegrini pan. So in non-perforated, this is the classification. Again in perforated, it has been classified into high quota, or you can say Asella quota Then we have Drya coater. Drya coater. So you can see this coater. Then we have Glad coater. So the perforated is being classified into high coater or Asella coater, Drya coater and Glad coater. The last one is fluid bed process. So we'll try to see one by one. Yeah. So first one we are going to study about non-perforated in that immersion sword system. So I will give a diagram, check the diagram. So you can clearly see the air inlet, hot air inlet, which is going to be immersed into the tablet bed. It is in the shape of sword, hence the name immersion sword type. Okay. So I can show another diagram. Check this one, schematic diagram. You can clearly see there is a tube, one horizontal tube in which another tube is there, which is like a sword which is being immersed into the tablet bed. So it will be your air inlet system, hot air inlet, and there is a provision provided in the same tube, that is your exhaust. So assume that the hot air tube will be smaller and the exhaust will be the larger. Okay, it will cover the hot air tube and the exhaust will be taken out from there. Okay, this how the immersion sword system is looks like, and this how this works. Okay. Immersion tube system. So here you can clearly see this diagram. So in this diagram you can see the name says immersion tube, you are immersing some tubes there. So here the inlet and outlet is being provided in the form of two different tubes. You can see clearly there. So red dots indicate the hot air and the blue dots indicate the evaporated solvent, exhaust for the evaporated solvent. Okay, this how the immersion tube system will work. So what you need to keep in your mind is how I am taking in and taking out the air. Depending on that only we are classifying this one. Next one is Pellegrini pan. Regarding this I will provide you a video. So yeah, check this video. This is your Pellegrini pan. This how this Pellegrini pan looks. It is set up in horizontal position. There is no angle tilt as in the pan, previous two pans. Here it is set up in the horizontal angle. So if you can clearly see inside that, I'll try to show inside that one. Yeah, if you clearly see inside that, what for the sake of demonstration he kept some balls there so that it can imitate tablets. Okay, so we have baffles there which will be rotating those balls. They will not allow the balls to stick each other. And see here, this is the spray gun. It is spraying, and above beside the spray gun you can see one tube here. Okay, that beside the spray gun there is a tube. That tube includes this one. This tube will include both your inlet and outlet air, provision for inlet and outlet air. Yeah, see this schematic diagram for Pellegrini pan. You can clearly see that tube which is present above the bed. In the same tube we have provision for inlet and air outlet, and also we have spray there beside that tubes. This how this looks. So this completes your non-perforated coating equipment. Now we will see about perforated coating equipment. In this high coater and Asella coater both are look similar. Okay, so this is the coating equipment. Take it as a higher coater. The high coater, this how it looks. So first we have air processing system which will make cold air to hot air. Okay, then we have sprays. See here, the air will come from above and it will go through the tablet bed from the below. So what is happening here? Our pan is perforated. Actually see here, you can clearly see the pan is perforated, hence will make air to be flow. The outlet will be provided through the perforations. The air will enter through the perforations of the pan. That's how the air will be flowing. This is the pan how it looks. Okay, and see these are the baffles which will rotate, and anti-slide bumps. Okay, we don't want our tablet to be sliding on the on the pan. Hence, there will be bumps placed that will not allow that thing to be slide there, and that baffles will continuously mixing the tablet bed. Okay, so this is how the spray gun looks. So we have many spray guns here. Okay, multiple spray stations are there. So here we are seeing about the loading. So once the product is loaded, the machine will start. It will start turning the tablet bed. Once the tablet bed is turning is acquired, then the spraying will be sprayed and the spray will get coated on that. So you can clearly see the working of baffles and the anti-slip bump. We don't want to slide the tablet there. Okay. So this how air will come from the above, hot air, it will go to the tablet bed and the exhaust will be from the lower side. So the exhaust will be from the lower side. Once the tablet coating process is completed, they will put some scoop there. This will be scooping out the product. So this how the product will come out from the equipment. So this is the working principle of high coater or axle coater. Only thing the difference here for this and this is, remember the pan will be perforated. Okay, the pan will be perforated in this, and this is the advanced version of coating of tablets. Then I will be providing one schematic diagram for dry coater. Just check this diagram. What we are going to do here is, there are in the dry coater, in the dry coater we have perforated ribs. See that individual triangle shape, inverted triangle shape ribs are there. Those are perforated. What we are going to do is, we will insert, we will allow the hot air to pass through these ribs. Okay, see again I told you the secondary classification is depend on how you are making the air to flow. Depending on that we classify the secondary. In the perforated, same perforated pan, here we have a perforated ribs. Through these ribs only we will try to pass our hot air. So this rib, above this rib there will be a a tablet bed. Here there is no need of baffles, or you can say anti-sliding bumps. Reason is that triangular shape ribs, perforated ribs itself act as baffles and anti-slide ribs. Okay, when they are rotating, they will only give the mechanism of baffling. Hence there is no separate baffles placed here. So what is happening here? We are giving our hot air, we are inserting the hot air from the bottom of the bed. Here the air is coming from the bottom of the bed because the bed is situated above the perforated baffles. From the perforated baffles the hot air is being inserted, and see in the middle of that we have exhaust. In the middle we have exhaust which will pull out all the evaporated solvent, and above that we have spray guns also. So this how this process will work. Okay, the only difference between these two is, here we have perforated ribs. Remember this one. Okay, you may get the question in the GPAT saying that, okay, name the coating equipment which has perforated ribs, or name the coating equipment from which we will send the air from the bottom of the bed. Hot air is being passed to the bottom of the bed. That is your dry coater. Now advanced version of these three is glad coater. I will show you one video regarding a glad coater. So check this one. This equipment is, the company which produced this equipment is Glad. Okay, we have same thing here. Baffles are there and the pan is been perforated. That's what it is been showing. And we have multiple stations of spraying. This spraying station can be inserted into the pan, and it can be withdrawn out. So this how the setup looks like. Okay, so the initial process in this is charging. Charging indicates loading of tablets. So we call it as a charging process. So in this process we try to load the tablet bed. Once the required volume of tablet bed is achieved, Once the loading is done, the next process is air. So we start air outside. Air will be coming from this side. You can clearly see this side, and air is entering to the side. Okay, air is coming this side and it is entering from this side. Okay, now here next process is spraying. So once the air is started, the baffle is rotating, everything is done. Once we start spraying, you can clearly see there the tablet is getting coating. So in the multiple process of spraying and drying, subsequently the tablet will get coating. Once the tablet has been coated clearly, see it is been cut into half to show you whether the coating is done on a tablet. Okay, once the tablet is get coated, when the process is complete, we'll put some scoop and we'll withdraw that smart scoop. When you put the scoop, this scoop will withdraw all the processed tablet, coated tablet. This how we'll take out the coated tablet from the coating machine. So this machine has been developed by Glad, and this is the advanced coating machine for that. So this how your perforated coating pan, that is Glad coater, works. And the last one is fluid bed processor. Again we are going to see, I will show one video for that. See the fluid bed processor. Before going to that video, we'll try to see what do you mean by this. So the bed is being fluidized. What do you mean by that? You have a tablet bed or you have a pellet bed. The bed is being fluidized. We introduce air from the below and we'll make that bed to float in the air. We suspend the tablets or we can suspend that pellets in the air. Hence the name fluid bed processor. Yeah. Now we will show you the video. Check this video. Again, this is FBP by Glad company, same company which is offer the Glad coater. Okay. So what happens here is, check this. So the first thing is charging. We'll try to load the tablets or you can say pellets or you can say granule into the equipment. Once those is been loaded, which need to be coated, we'll pass the air from the bottom. So see here, clearly see the air is pass from the bottom, and it will make that thing to be suspended in the air. This suspended we call it as fluid state. We converting that into fluid state. After getting converted, we try to spray. Here we have bottom sprayer. So simultaneously air is passing and that air is taking the spray. You can clearly see the pellet is been getting coated in multiple times. So here what happens, the hot air will be introduced from the bottom and that exhaust will be at the top portion. So in this continuous process, in multiple spray times, that pellet will get coated. You can clearly see coated particle. This is how the particle is been coated. This is how the fluid bed process is been taken place. So these are the different equipments and these are the different process how they these equipments we are going to work in the process of coating. Either say it is a tablet or let's say it is a pellet. I hope you understand. Thank you.